Now I'm recording. Okay.
All right.
So I just didn't want to cut you off. So
You're good.
okay, we can discuss more at the end too. So thank you everyone for coming today. We got Emily, Charlene, Michelle, Lee. So just some things I wanted to go over. We have the new ambassador welcome call tonight and tomorrow. So tonight it's at 7 p.m. and it's Brooke and I forgot. And then tomorrow is Lee and somebody else at 11. Oh, Jessica, you're doing it with Jessica Wagner tomorrow at 11 a.m. So the links for those are in a post on Ohana. So just go to Ohana, find the post. You can find the links. And that way anybody, like if you even have people that were like last month or the month before that you know just getting more information would be great for them. Just say, hey, we have this great call. If you want to just refresh how you're taking, make sure you're taking them good. You know, it's just kind of that what to expect, everything. So if I have somebody who like I've invited in the past and they haven't come, go back and re-invite them. So we have that tonight. We have it tomorrow. So there's two options for them. Usually they're recorded. So I always invite them, tell them it's live. And then if for some reason they say, hey, I missed it, I can't make it, neither time will work, then I offer, hey, the recording, because if you say there'll be a recording, then they won't show up live. And we all know the calls are better live, and the moment is there, the excitement's there and stuff. So we have those. And then we still have our product calls on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. So just so you're aware of that every Tuesday, 7 p.m., we have those product calls that are like the potentials, talk about the products, you know, things like that. So we have those. So put those on your calendar. I know sometimes I'm like, oh, it's a new month. Are we still doing it or not? You know, like, so plan on every Tuesday, 7 p.m. for product calls. And then we have our product of the month for this month is collagen. So if you have somebody that you know orders it, and maybe they don't have a subscription, it'd be a great chance to reach out to them and just say, hey, let's put it in there, and then you won't forget. You know, it doesn't have to be in a subscription to get the perk points. They get the 50 perk points just for ordering it. Did you want to say something, Lee?
Yeah, I mean, and it's also just a great opportunity to reach out to all your customers and ambassadors.
Mm-hmm.
And just, especially with customers, you know, if you have a customer that does order under 100 PV and stuff, and then you tell them about collagen and it's our product of the month, and if, just to let you know, because you're consistent being a customer, if you were to add this to your order, say they added collagen to their order and it made them have 100 PV, then it gives you the opportunity to say, hey, it's probably worth it to think about enrolling so that you can even save more money. And that's for customers, but even for existing ambassadors, this is something you should message to every single ambassador on your team. A simple message, hey, I just wanted to let you know our product of the month is collagen. What that means is if you add it to your subscription, you get an additional 50 Plexus perks, and it gives you then the opportunity to remind them about Plexus perks. And then you could just say, just to remind you about Plexus perks, when you have your subscription on, you earn perks points every month, and that goes towards free product. And it doesn't take that many orders to earn free product. I mean, if you want to be specific, I give you specifics, like you earn free product after like 2 subscriptions going through.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just taking all these different things and then using them to continue communication with your ambassadors.
Yep, perfect. And then we still have the $9.99 enrollment. And then Corporate hasn't announced it, but there are a few codes going around for the 20% off still. So,
and just so you know about those codes, you guys, those are just extra codes that people have had. And what we realized is they can be used multiple times. So we're not sure if they have like a cutoff, like maybe they can only be used 10 times, 15 times, but they are floating around. And so if a code doesn't work, then just try another one. It means that that code has reached its max. So yeah, and I think that there is a bunch that got put up in a like a photo of a bunch of codes.
And I always just tell people, I go, hey, I have a couple free codes. We can see if they work for you. Like I tell them about the $9.99. I don't guarantee the code. I go, but if you sign up, we can see if one of those are still good. So if it doesn't work, you've already kind of warned them of like, hey, let me go see if I can find another code, or hey, I guess it's not working. And then they weren't counting on it, you know, kind of a thing. So, so that's kind of up to you how you want to approach the codes. They may work, they may not, you know, to use them till they're not working anymore. Okay. Let's see. Oh, one other thing I did want to mention to you guys is there's a post, and it was posted last year, and I saw it pop back up again on Ohana, and it's called the Gold and Above series. And it posted, and she made like 4 different videos, and it talked about like getting started and this and that, and like ranking up and things like that. And I thought those are really good videos to go back and rewatch to help get you guys gold. And then if you have new people, you can see if they resonate. Like sometimes I'll watch the videos and I'll be like, that's not her personality, and I find something else to send them. But sometimes I'll be like, oh my gosh, so-and-so would really love these series. She's really into it. She watches the videos, those kinds of things. So it kind of popped back up recently. I don't know if it's still up, but you can do a search for gold series or gold and above series or just gold, and it should pop up. And it says like gold is the gateway to diamond. And there were 4 calls in there. So I thought, oh, that's a really good thing to like have a resource of in there. Oh, my phone is beeping. Let me turn down the volume. Okay, cool. So those are kind of the announcements. And now I do want to go through and have everybody do a win for the week. So we'll do Charlene and then Emily if you're there. And if not, we'll jump to Michelle. And then we can go to Lee.
Okay, my win for the week is I have been taking a kind of it's called Mindset Mastery class, and we've been working on setting goals, and I have felt like I have been pretty anxious and feeling anxious because like, do I have the goal, you know, my goal is being diamond, or do I have my goal as being gold, or do I have my, you know, what do I do? And it was, the lesson this week was your big goal, diamond. What steps are you going to get there? Gold. You know, what can you accomplish in the next 4 weeks, 3 weeks? I can accomplish gold in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Then I can accomplish senior gold. And then, so it's starting to become a bite size to me. And so it actually was like, no, why was I stressing about it? Why didn't I just do that in the first place? So anyway, so that's my win. I think that's a cool win.
I love that because you're looking at the big picture and then you're using the small goals to get there.
Yes.
So those are the steps to get there. And so you always want to shoot for the moon, and then, you know, you get to the stars along the way, you know?
Yes.
So I love that. Perfect. Okay. Emily, are you able to come in?
Yes, I just worked out, so it's glorious. My big goal was ranking senior gold this last week and being able to help my team reach their goals. Like a couple of them hit silver, one hit super silver. And so that was really fun to watch everybody rise up and all that. So that's my big goal.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yay. Okay, Michelle.
Uh-oh.
She might have stepped away.
She's muted still.
Yeah. Don't see her. She might, if she comes back. Okay, Lee, do you want to do yours?
What's your win, Lee?
Okay. What's that?
She said, what's your win?
So, wins this week. Well, what is today? Wednesday. Yeah. So this week is exciting because I did some mapping with some people, and then I had to sit down and do my own mapping. And it truly, what I realized mapping with one person earlier this week is, even though we might have this big goal, when you break it down, it's not as crazy as you think, right? And it goes along with Charlene, what she said. Yeah, there's that huge big goal, right? And that's like, well, that's like huge. But really that needs to be put in the on the back burner. And when you break it down to the everyday things that you need to do, or even just what you need to do every week, who specifically that you need to work with, and what are you helping them aim for, it really makes that big goal on the back burner so much more doable. And I'll use the example. I mean, if we really look at, say, the incentive this month, and you looked at that incentive, and you put down those people that you know, like, say, are working the business, or you know that would be interested in working the business, by putting that goal for them to actually take full advantage of the incentive, then it makes that big goal so much more doable. Because that's, you can, go ahead, go. Because that's helping someone get 9 people on their team, right? And if you do that, and say you have 5 people like that, getting 9 people on their team, that's 45 people, right? And so it's taking that big goal and really planning it out. And yeah, you're going to have some of those people like, no, I'm not that interested. Okay, well, go to the next person. You know, I think sometimes, and I've been guilty of this, that we think 9 people, how am I going to get 9 people? And I think that totally, because I am not a big sponsor person. But then I kind of had this mind shift of like, why not 9 people? You know, why not? What do I got to lose? Like, what? So maybe I might not get 9 people? Okay, but what if I get 7 people? Right? But if you break it down by weeks, break down 9 people by 4 weeks. That's a little over 2 people a week. And I think if I'm doing my stuff and I'm reaching out to people, even people I don't know, I gotta be able to find 2 people a week. There's gotta be 2 people a week. So truly mapping makes a huge difference. It really does. And I think for new ambassadors, or for those even that have done the business and kind of a struggle to meet the goals, if you truly map it out and you break it down literally by week, it seems so much more doable. Because the idea of like, really, I need about 2 people a week, 2 people. But what that means is that we got to be consistent in doing stuff every week, right? And I'm not saying maybe for your week it might be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but you got to be consistent in doing stuff every week and not wait till the very end of the month and then try to cram in and, you know, get as many people as you can, which I've been guilty of trying to do. But I think that was such a win for me this week. It was to do that mapping with people and really have that mind shift of like, oh my gosh, if you really break it down, it's not that crazy. It really is not that crazy. And then think of those 2 people. If you get them every week, then you invite them to do it. And, you know, it's just that multiplying effect. So that's my win.
Perfect. Okay, Michelle, are you still there or not? I saw you come back on and then.
Yep,
Okay,
I'm here.
perfect. Do you want to do your win?
My win for the week is that I mapped out my goal and I'm wearing gold every single dang day.
That's
gonna be gold.
awesome. That's awesome. And she like shouted it out like to me on the message threads, like she's putting it out there.
If I don't get it this month, man, it'll be something, but man, I'm gonna get it.
You are, because you have that, you are. So if you know you are, you will. So yeah, that's awesome.
If you shoot for it and hit the, hit past super silver, or whatever they're calling it, senior silver, you're
Like it
further
was
ahead.
super, now it's senior. I don't know. So yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Perfect. That's awesome. Okay, so so one of the things I have been working on that I kind of have 2 wins for this week is I've been working away on to like expand my network and get new people into my funnel and new, and so I've been working on publishing a funnel with my book to like try to get people who are searching online for like gut health and stuff and have them purchase my book. And so I finally got it up and going. I've got it in a print on demand. And so like, I'm so excited for that because now I can like start reaching out to people and I actually have a few ambassadors that have purchased the book to then give out to their people on gut health and stuff. So I'm excited about that because it's just expanding that. And I think that's like why I felt inspired to write it a couple of years ago is I was just like, I need like a gut health 101. So if people are just like, I don't know anything. So I love that because I've been working on that and it's been taking up a lot of my time. And I'm like, oh, I finally got it done. And the second thing is I'm so excited. Like I'm using the Plexus Engage app. And I sat down the other day and like I sent out like 10 messages and got 6 like yeses right away. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like, you know, like they were requesting samples and stuff like that. And so the thing I learned is a lot of them said yes. And then I sent them the video. Well, and I think a lot of them thought they were like, here's my address. And I'm like, oh, here, watch this video and then fill out the information after, you know? And so when I sent the video link, it doesn't quite tell them in the populated message, like, watch this first to get to the samples. It's like, hey, I have a freebie for you, watch this video, you know? So I learned that then you can type in your own words. So like after their message, I typed in, after the video is where you're gonna put in your address. And I just added that little extra thing on the end of the video. So I'm loving it because I'm learning and it's making it easier. And so I was able to go back to people who in the past, like I had one girl last month that was like, gung-ho, yes, she reached out to me. She's like, I want this slim. How do I get it? And then she just kept not signing up. And so I think the price was kind of scaring her away maybe. And she was like looking at retail because she only wanted slim. And so I was like, okay, well, how about a sample? Let's try a sample. Here's a video, here's a sample. And so she was like, oh yeah, maybe I'll try that first, you know? So I am encouraging you, if you haven't done it, download it because you get the 3 free credits. And so that gives you 3 samples to send out that like doesn't cost you anything. And any new ambassador you have, it's a great tool to show them. And when they download it, they get 3 free credits too, because they announced that any new ambassador gets the 3 free credits as well. So that's something with your new people. Just download it and just show them. If you're virtual or if you're in person, just be like, oh my gosh, it's so easy. Look at this. Like you just send it. And it did take me a minute of going through how do I put someone in my contacts? But you have to actually like send them the link to get them in the contacts, you know? And so, and I love that it like copies it on your notepad for you. So when you go into Messenger, you just hit paste and then you can change it how you want already in there. And so it did take me a minute. I had to like find a couple videos to like watch on it, but now I'm like, okay, I got it down. So it's one of those things that it seems a little confusing, but once you get in there and you start doing it, then you're like, oh, perfect. And it's like, you know, when you get on the go and then you want to just keep going, like one day I just kept going. I was like, oh, I'm in the mood of sending messages. And so I just kept sending them and sending them. And so I love that I can go back and see who actually did request a sample and who didn't. And so then I could go back and message them and be like, hey, I noticed you hadn't watched the video yet, or you didn't request your sample yet. Like, watch the video so you can like put in your address. So I knew how to respond to them. So I love that as well. So I'm so excited for that new app. So that was my win for the week, is like actually like working on the app.
Hey, that makes me think, what do you guys think we should do a power hour doing with the app?
Ooh, yeah, I love that.
And so
Yes,
those
I
that-
mean,
if you're not familiar with the app, let's do it all together. Then we can ask questions. Okay, who's up for one tomorrow at 10? Oh, wait. What time is my new ambassador call?
It's
at
11 Mountain, so it's 10 o'clock
Mountain.
Arizona.
10 me. What if it was 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific? We did power hour tomorrow with the new Plexus app.
I can do that tomorrow.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm in.
All right, I will put it out there. Then but purposely, we're going to be using the new app. So get it on your phone, and I'll put it in the message thread to get that app put on their phone when people start, because then we can do it together and people can learn together.
And
So
they don't deduct your credits until they actually like request it. So if you send a video to like 30 people and you're like, oh my gosh, now I have to buy 30 credits. No, not unless they actually put their address in and request the send. So it's really nice because, and then even when they request it, you okay it. So it is really nice that like you could go in there and practice, and we could even practice sending to each other and then not request the same. You know what I'm saying? If we need to like practice to like add a person or something. So I did love that. That then you're not, because how many times have we sent out samples when people are like, sure, and then you know they've never taken it or never really wanted it. This way, if they don't really want it, they're not going to put their address in there. And so you're not wasting money sending samples.
Awesome. So 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 Mountain tomorrow. I'll put a graphic together and put it in the thread.
Perfect. Love it. Okay. So cool. So I had just a little something today, and then Lee's got a little something, and I know everyone on here is not the same religion, but I know that at least I think we all like believe in Heavenly Father and God and like are Christians and stuff like that. So today I just wanted to talk about like the gifts you've been given, because we all have things that we're good at. And I think sometimes when you start this business, like I've had people that like idolize like Emily. I had one person that just idolized Emily and just everything she said, and she like wouldn't listen to anything like Brooke, Lee, or me said, because she just idolized Emily and she wanted to like be like Emily, which isn't bad, but her pretending to be Emily is not what makes her great. So you can listen to Emily and you can love everything Emily has, but you got to be your own person. And so I think sometimes like we try to like do things the way other people do them, when really people come to us and people buy from us because of who we are and because of what we're great at. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the gifts we've been given, because we've all been given gifts that we're good at. And I believe they're from our Heavenly Father. Like they're gifts from God that help us in our life. And sometimes you can sit down and write things you're good at, and maybe they're a gift, and maybe there's something you've like worked to be into. And so like I did a little activity the other day, and I sat down and I'm like, what are my gifts? I don't even know my gifts, like to like categorize it down, like to like what are truly my gifts. And so like I kind of wrote down like, okay, I'm a good listener, like I'm compassionate, like I care about other people. I'm sometimes a helper to my default. If somebody's like, oh, I need help with this, like I'll stop what I'm doing to like try to solve their problem first, you know? And I'm like, okay, those are things I'm good at. Which ones are truly like my gifts that like are inherent that I just like love? And so I went through and kind of did that. And then I watched this video, and he was talking about your gifts, and he's like, sometimes you might struggle knowing what your gifts are. And you can pray to ask what your gifts are. And then he talks about like, you can pray to even get other gifts. And so I wanted to like encourage everyone to kind of sit down and like figure out like what they feel like their gifts are, because that is how you can run your business the most authentic and passionate way. Because if you're a really good listener, then you're somebody that's going to ask 2 or 3 questions and just listen. And we all know that, like, if we say, tell me about your health problems, like people will talk for an hour and tell you everything from like birth, you know, of like what was going on with them and how they were bullied in school, you know, and all their health issues, all their social issues, all their family issues, everything. But truly, that's how you get to know them, to see where they need help. And then you can address those things of how to solve those problems, and that Plexus can help solve those problems. Because whether it's a health, whether it's a financial, like Plexus has a solution. And so maybe your gifts are that you're an influencer, like, you know, that maybe you attract the crowd and things like that. And so you can use that gift to your advantage of sharing, you know, Plexus with your crowd. Some people are really introverts, and that can be a gift too, because you can associate with the people who are introverts, and you can be like, yeah, I can still do this business by not being an influencer and not being out there. And then there's things that maybe we want to become better at. And so you could be like, okay, Heavenly Father, like I really want to be better at listening before I talk, you know, or I really want to be better at remembering people's names, because like I'll remember faces and then I'll be like, oh my goodness, like I can't remember. Are they from high school? Are they from college? Are they from church? You know, like maybe that's something you want to work on. And so you can actually pray to say, Heavenly Father, help me know my gifts, or pray to say, this is something I want to become a gift. Can you help me do it? And sometimes it's praying every day, like working on that gift. And I know one time in college, like I had a roommate that wasn't Lee, it's a different one. I can't remember if I think it was like after you got married and left, and she was a girl that like opened every cupboard of every door, left every door open, like left everything out. And it drove me so insane that like I had this anger for her. Like, and like every time you'd walk in the house, like literally the cupboard for the sinks or the bowls would be open, the cupboard for the glasses would be open, the drawer for the soap, like she didn't shut anything. And it got to the point that I'm like, I can't even stand to live in this house because she angers me so much. And I'm like, why can't she just shut the, and it got to the point that like, it was affecting me. Like she didn't care. It wasn't affecting her, but it was affecting me. And it was like poisoning my spirit. And so I had to pray like, Heavenly Father, please help me love her, even though like, I can't stand this problem. And I had to pray like every single day. But like over time, I learned to not be bothered by it anymore. And over time, like I didn't have that anger, but it's something I had to work at every single day to get there. And so you can work at things that you want to become better at. You can work at things that you're like, I'm struggling with this. And it's when you turn your weaknesses into your strengths, and you can turn them into your gifts. And so I just wanted to encourage everybody to like, find out what their gifts are and use those in reaching out to people, and use those in like doing your business, because that's how you're going to connect with people, because they don't buy from you because you have Plexus, because they can buy Plexus anywhere. They buy from you because they connect with you and you care about them. And that's why they want to stick with you. And I'm sure, and if you haven't, if there's new people that like listen to this recording later and stuff like that, like you'll have somebody along the way that you will have talked to for a year. And then they're like, oh yeah, I joined from my sister's brother's aunt's cousin's sister's brother mother. Like she does it and I wanted to support her, and maybe you just didn't connect. And then you'll have somebody along the way that'll be like, hey, I want to order Plexus from you. And my sister sells it, but I just don't want to buy it from her because she's annoying. And like, I connect with you and I resonate with you and you posted some good stuff and I want to purchase from you. And I've had both where like I have shared and then somebody's bought it from somebody else. And then I have somebody who's like, okay, I'm ordering from you. Please don't let my sister know, like whatever it is, because you connected. And to me, that wasn't that I did one bad or one good. It's just I connected with people. And I have had somebody that's like, okay, you've told me about this and so-and-so's told me about this. Like who's fair to sign up under? And I just tell them, I go, we talk about poop a lot. So whoever you feel more comfortable talking about your poop with, that's who you should sign up with. And sometimes they've signed up with me and sometimes they signed up with the other person. And I'm okay with that, because I would realize that like, even if they signed up with me, they probably wouldn't have stuck with it. They probably wouldn't have done what I said, and they probably would have dropped off anyway. So if I truly care about that person, I truly just want them to have the great products, whether it's with me or somebody else. And I believe that like kind of like karma, like what goes around comes around. Like if you're just like, you know what, I'm here to help you. And if that means in the end, I didn't get the sale, but I still helped you, I'm going to help somebody else and I'll get the sale maybe down the road where somebody else helped them and then they chose to go with me. So that was just my little thing today on like gifts, and like we all have things we're good at and we need to embrace those. And it was like, did you guys watch the first speaker of convention? And she had the card and she had you write the 3 things that you were unique in. Like I wrote them down on a paper, but I never went in and like printed her actual card that says I am, and then because of, and her 3 things. And it was that like she was Latin and a reporter and something else. And then she's like, in a world of all these reporters, how was I supposed to stand out? And she's like, I took the 3 things that were unique that most of the time were like, oh, those are my weaknesses. And she goes, I made them my strengths. And I turned them into like, okay, if I'm a Latin reporter, then I'm going to report on all the Latin television, anything that, was there. And, and that's how she rose, is she took those things. So let's see, Charlie, I hit share. Anyone on your team? Let's see. Oh, there was a quote that was used today. You do not want anyone on your team that you have to keep convincing to stay every day. Yes, that is so true. And it's kind of like you can't beat a dead horse. Like if you have somebody that's like not working for you, Like, yeah, don't convince them to stay if it's not going to work. I had a lady the other day and she ordered consistently and then all of a sudden just shut it off. And I reached out because I'm like, you have like 900 perk points. And she's like, I need to cancel my membership and never have another one come, you know? And I was like, okay, she's at a point that like whatever, you know, like offended her or whatever. And I said, you know what? I'd be happy to send you the form. Like, this is the form. This is how you cancel. I just want to let you know you have these perk points. If you would like to use them, I can help you. If not, like, here's how to cancel, because I have had people come back later. They cancel and in a year they go, so I found some old Slim and I took it and actually it worked this time or it didn't last time. And then they sign back up again, you know? And so you can still help even if they don't want to be on your team, if they want to cancel their membership, like be the person that helps solve their problem. If they're like, I need to cancel for now, we don't know what really is going on. And maybe they financially they need to, and they're not ready to work the business, you know? And that by doing it lovingly, instead of like, fine, call the company, like, I'm not going to talk to you again. Like, then when they're ready to come back, they'll still come back to you because you left it good and you left that relationship good. And it's kind of it's not a no, it's not now, you know, maybe now wasn't the good time for them. And then later on, they're ready to be committed, you know? So yeah, don't convince them, let them go where they need to go. And sometimes they'll come back and sometimes they won't. So that's what I had for today. Kaylee.
Thanks, Rachel. It's so true. You know, people, you have to let them do what they feel that they need to do. It's their life. They feel inspired in their way, and you're just there to support them. And the interesting thing is, you know, down the road, they might come back and ask for your advice. And you give it lovingly, right? Even though you're thinking, yeah, I told you so. But everyone has to discover what's best for them. Okay, so just to finish this, I just want you all to be aware of the total potential with the July incentive. And I don't think it's been put out there. I don't think anyone has really broken it down, but I did. And new ambassadors that enroll, or even if they enrolled in June, right, they still have that 30 days to fast start silver. A new ambassador has the potential to earn $1,070 this month. Did you guys realize that? $1,070 in bonuses, builders bonus. And if you want to jot this down, I'll quick break it down. You might be like, how in the heck could that happen? This is why. So a new ambassador has 30 days to fast start silver. So again, this kind of goes back to what I was sharing as my win. If you break things down in doable chunks, it's doable. But if you wait until the end of the month to reach out to your new ambassador and start doing stuff with them, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really hectic. And that new ambassador is going to be like, oh my gosh, what is this? But here it is. When a new ambassador gets their first 3 enrollments under them, they will earn $305. They get $100 for the incentive. Sorry, take that back. They get $100 for Fast Start Silver. They get $100 for Going Silver, $60 in their Business Builder bonuses, and $45 in pay points. That adds $305. Okay, that is just going for Fast Start Silver. Then
Lee, can I clarify? Are the builder bonuses, are they 25 or are they 30?
they're only, if it's a $99 welcome pack, it's $20 for your level 1, $5 for your level 2. That's it. Below level 2, you don't get any.
So how did you get 60 from 2 of them?
No, from 3 new ambassadors, 20,
Oh,
40,
20, 20. Okay. Sorry, I was thinking 2. Okay.
So they're a new ambassador, they enroll 3 new ambassadors. They go super silver, they're going to earn $305.
Yep.
Okay. Now, it's not all paid out at once. Some of it is paid immediately. Some isn't until commissions run. Some isn't until Business Builder bonuses. They run the following Friday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, then the July incentive kicks in for those new ambassadors. Those first 3 ambassadors that they enroll does not count towards the July incentive. So that means they can go and enroll 9 more ambassadors this month. So for every 3 ambassadors they enroll, they get $205. $100, the July incentive, is what they get for getting those 3 ambassadors, their $60 business builder bonus, and their $45 in pay points. So you can do that 3 different times. So you add up the 305, the 205 3 times, you come to $920. Now you're going, well, where'd you get 1,070? Well, think about it. They have already enrolled 12 ambassadors. You guys, what's 12 times 5? 60 pay points. What can they earn? If they have 60 pay points, what
They
is
get the
the
super
other thing?
silver, the
They
senior
get
silver.
Senior silver.
Yeah.
They already have the pay points to earn senior silver. The only thing is they need 10 pay points outside of their, what is it? No, I think they
Great
earned
Lake.
it. Sorry.
Yeah.
They would have earned it because they don't have a primary lake.
Yeah.
So they earn senior silver. So that's an additional $150 bonus. Now you might think, like, how could anyone do that? Well, if you break it down by weeks, that's 3 new ambassadors a week. For a new ambassador, that honestly is not terribly difficult because they haven't even reached out to their network. So if you were to say to your new ambassador, we just need to get you 3 new ambassadors every week. This is how we're going to do it. So you got Tuesday night calls. Then you got, after those Tuesday night calls, those are for potentials. Then hopefully they're interested in interested in enrolling. And then you put them in a new ambassador call, right? Then you can put them in the business builder call. Next week we have a 3-day challenge to put people in. So there's so many avenues to help these ambassadors, but it's breaking it down that way, okay? Now, the other thing that I just wanted to point out, existing ambassadors that you have who have never gone silver have the potential to earn $970 if they maximize the July incentive, which means new ambassadors, they get 9 new ambassadors this month. They will earn that $615, right? Think about it, 3 ambassadors every week, $205 every week, that's $615. But then they're gonna go silver. So that's an additional $100 for going silver finally. And then if they've got those 9 ambassadors, times it by 5 pay points, they're at 45 pay points. Let's go for senior silver. And then they earn the senior silver bonus. So it seems crazy to me, like I'm like, gosh, a new ambassador can earn $1,000 this month. That's crazy. Or an existing ambassador who has never shared or gone silver, they can earn $970. That's crazy, but it's possible if you break it down week by week.
Hey, Lee, I have
here's
a
the thing.
question. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
If you have somebody that went silver and that's all they did, but somebody underneath them went senior silver, they wouldn't, they'd have to have one other, well, they'd have 10 pay points outside their primary leg because that primary leg went senior silver. They'd still have 2 other ambassadors. Would they go senior silver too?
So they would have to just get 1 more ambassador because if they get the 9 in July, that's 45.
Okay.
Oh no, they'll have their ones that their order will go through.
Yeah.
So they technically would.
Okay. Okay.
As long as those existing ambassadors under them, their order goes through. And they will be senior silver.
Okay.
But in my opinion, just to help them get 1 more ambassador and make it 10 ambassadors.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to know that. In my opinion, don't tell them that and shoot for 10 ambassadors. If they don't get 10 ambassadors, well, guess what? Surprise, you still went senior silver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they don't necessarily have to know that because getting 10 ambassadors is going to benefit them. But my point is if we really look at it and it's broken down week by week, it's doable. It is doable. All of us have enrolled 3 ambassadors. Yeah. So it's just probably digging a little deeper, maybe being a little more consistent in our business every week, and probably reaching out to some people that maybe you're a little uncomfortable reaching out to, or reaching out to people that you really don't know, but it's time to reach out to them and see if they're interested in learning about Plexus. Can I put the breakdowns in the thread? Yeah, I'm going to make a graphic for it. I have it all written here, look, on Post-it notes. So I'll make some kind of graphic because I want everyone to see the total potential. Because, I mean, shoot, who doesn't want to earn $1,000 in a month for just sharing with someone, or close to $1,000? That was all I had, you guys. That's it. Any questions?
Nope. I think we're good.
So I had a question. You said the first investor, their first 3 investors, don't they already qualify for the July incentive if they get 3 investors, or do they have to get more?
Yeah, so this is where it's important, you guys, when emails come out about incentives, you need to read the details. And actually, when it comes to that, I go in and I read the details. So if it's a brand new ambassador and they're within their 30 days of being an ambassador, their first 3 ambassadors will go towards being Fast Start Silver. After that, then the July incentive will kick in. Yeah. So if they're a newer ambassador and it's already been 30 days since they enrolled, then they can't earn that Fast Start Silver. They automatically just go into the July incentives. So does that clear it up?
Okay.
Yeah, that was in the fine details of reading it, which actually for a new ambassador, it's way awesomer for them because they're going to earn $305, whereas an existing ambassador, their first 3 this month, they get $205. But technically, if they haven't ranked silver, then they'll rank silver and they get $305. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's just new ambassadors have the potential to just earn a little bit more this month.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you everyone for coming, and share this with your team if they were not able to come. So I recorded it and then I'll upload it as soon as it's converted. So everyone have a good day, and we will see you tomorrow for Power Hour.
Yeah, I'll do the graphic right now and then I'm going to work on that breakdown to get in the thread.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Okay,
All right.
everyone have a good day. Bye.
Bye.